Hello, I'm Steve.
And I'm Selena, also known as your local granny,
We're from Aloha Concepts Marketing, here
here
to
to
provide
provide
value
value
and
and
bring
bring
you
you solutions.
solutions.
So we're together today thinking about the last 5 years because we're celebrating 5 years of being in business with Aloha Concepts Marketing.
So we've been in the online space now on 5 years, and we wanted to kind of bring you up to date on some business lessons that we've learned along the journey. It's been a fantastic ride, but clearly there was a learning curve because we were going in as greenhorns, and we thought we would provide some of you some insider trading to get up to speed faster than we did.
Right. So our hope is that when we share this information with you, that it'll help you along your way and maybe bring you some aha moments that won't cause you to have to go through 5 years of making mistakes the way we did. So the very first one that that comes to mind is the assumptions we made. And when I say assumptions, I'm referring to, different people that we were following and believing that, without even really doing any inquiry, that they were on the same map page as we were in terms of what our expectations were.
And I think a lot of it had to do with us being excited to learn about and introduce ourselves to the online space. And, we got a little carried away, and we started, or we were vulnerable to the sizzle, and we forgot to do our due diligence so that we could find the steak. And
That's a good way.
so
Sizzle steak.
it was easy to have that happen because of our excitement level and our being so anxious to get in and make a splash and get going. And we didn't realize that basically we were pigeons, and so we got picked off in the beginning. No one's fault other than us learning. But again, the sizzle of all the different ways that people talk about getting into the online space,
Yeah.
is luring.
We
Let's
we
face
could have
it, that's
done
what
better
it's for.
research. So that's really number two. Had we done more research,
Less
we
assumptions, more research.
right, we could have, for instance, found out from people that were also following some of the people that we were following what their experience was and how well they were doing, instead of just believing, with our blinders on, that everyone's doing great and that this person who's telling us they're doing great and that all of their followers are doing great, that might not be the case. And
So we should have spoke to some of the people in the community prior to getting our sleeves rolled up and jumping in and getting fully engaged. And that leads me to the third one that is so critical, and that is whatever it is that strikes your fancy, stokes your flame, gets you going, that you like. Just make damn sure that the mentor or leader or group that's going to be your tour guide is in the trench along with you. What we learned through a number of different episodes, if you will, is that there's all kinds of people out there that'll teach you and coach you, but they're not in the trench with you. And so we found that to be a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Right. And along those lines, we ended up getting so excited about so many things that we were chasing so many rabbits and so many possibilities. We literally at one point in time had like 15 different businesses.
Oh, I don't know
going
about
at the
15,
same
but
time.
it was for sure 6 or 7. So we were juggling, and we kept glomming onto the next shiny object,
Right.
without doing our due diligence, without making assumptions, and without
Doing our
finding people
research.
who were in the trench with us.
Right.
Luckily, the dust settled, and we were able to kind of recalibrate and recenter and kind of get back on our footing. And we realized that that's the key component there, is that the leadership or the mentors must be in the trench with the community to have real value or substantive quality with the way they teach you. Otherwise, what we learned is they're teaching you stuff that's no longer applicable. Like, yeah, it was 6 months ago, it was a year ago, but it's not today. And that bogged us down quite a bit too. And, which leads me to the whole dynamic of what online presence is, and that's developing eyeballs on what it is you're wanting to expose. And we learned a lot of lessons about leads. And I think the primary one I learned and that my wife learned is that leads, you have to be really careful there, because there's a lot of dead weight that is sold and resold and resold and resold to different communities in the online market space that it's dead wood. It just has nothing.
Spend a lot of money
it's
on
never
dead
gonna
wood.
never gonna be anything.
Right.
And then that gets compounded by when we try to chase the people who are kicking the tires.
Right.
So what ends up happening is that you spend your time and energy with people who have the intention to learn about what it is you're offering, but they have no commitment.
Right.
And once you find someone that has the commitment, then you welcome them aboard, then you lead by attraction, you're approachable and available, and you lead by example, and you're on this journey together. But when you're chasing people who are only interested and they're not committed,
Asking
you're
questions.
just burning energy. You're just a cat
Yes.
chasing your tail, and there's no end in sight. So I think that's one of the key things we learned.
Yeah. So to summarize, the first one that we came across was the assumptions.
Oof, bad, no good.
And especially being new, you
Yeah,
think,
because you're excited. So
at our age,
yeah,
we wouldn't have. We
you
wouldn't have
assume
made
we
so
found
many
this new
assumptions.
toy. Let's go
Yes,
get rich. How
yes.
fun,
And then the second thing was do your research.
Yeah.
Ask lots of questions. Even ask questions of the people who calling themselves your mentor. And ask them. Let me talk to some of your people and let me learn from them how they're doing on this journey.
And most important is, are you, Mr. Mentor, Mrs. Mentor, group of leaders, are you in the trench doing what it is you're showing us how to do? Because I promise you, if they're not, it's dead weight, smoke and a mirror. It's not valid.
Right. So that's number 3. And then number 4 is about leads. We've spent thousands of money, thousands of dollars on leads. And like my husband said, there's a lot of bad leads out there. And so you really don't want to be constantly chasing people or spending money on a lot of leads.
You get bad leads, right? And then you get someone who's interested, and you get all jacked up and you start chasing after them, and they have no intention of ever being committed to what it is that you're presenting.
It might not have anything to do with your business.
but
it might just be that they're too busy or only mildly interested.
And so many of the leads you get are dead, that when you get someone interested, you overstep and start chasing, and that's just not good. I mean, it's not good for us. It's certainly not good for them.
Right.
And so we've learned to only want to be approachable, available, lead by example, and make sure that before we engage our time and energy and investment into helping you, is that you're committed like we're committed, because then it's symbiotic and it's a wonderful dynamic.
And we can run together.
You get
It's
rocketed
exciting.
into a whole new dimension, and it's an amazing journey that's super fun. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't mean the 5 years of learning. I mean being engaged in
That
this
too.
dynamic
It's
of the
been
digital.
fun.
No, you know what? I'd much rather watch the video like this and learn from people who had already spent the time and energy doing it. I would have liked to have flattened my learning curve for sure. But the bottom line is that the digital revolution is in full swing.
It's here to stay.
And people like us who are a little behind the a little behind the cue ball, and we're stuck with curveballs, if you will. It's all about getting on the wave of what's sweeping. Whether it's digital in relationship to blockchain technology or precious metals or other opportunities online marketing, to become online marketing champions. If you're not on that wave, it's going to gobble you up. And so that part is amazing and fun and exciting. And we just thought we'd kind of fill some people in on those of you who want to be committed, that we can help flatten your learning curve through 5 years of rigorous experience in the marketplace.
So follow us, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and ask questions. We will do the research, or we'll help you do the research, but it is our desire truly to help you along your journey.
And it's an amazing ride. Come on aboard. Thank you.
Until next time, bye for now.
Bye.